All right, let's dive into something that I bet a lot of you have felt, but maybe couldn't quite put your finger on. We're talking about the psychology of the old soul.
You know that feeling, right? Where you're in a situation and you just get it? Like you have this level of insight that feels, well, totally out of sync with how old you actually are. It's a surprisingly common thing, and it's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So when you hear the term old soul, your mind might jump to all the mystical stuff, past lives, ancient wisdom, that kind of thing. And that's cool, but for our purposes here, let's just park those ideas for a second. Instead, we're going to dig into the psychology of it all, the real, actual traits that make someone seem so darn wise for their age.
Yeah, from a psychology point of view, being an old soul has nothing to do with reincarnation. It's all about what's happening right now. It's about a person showing a ton of emotional maturity, someone who naturally looks inward for answers and who can, see the big picture when everyone else is stuck in the weeds. And their actual age on their driver's license, totally irrelevant.
So, here's the bottom line. It's not about the number of birthdays you've had. It's all about the lens you use to look at the world. It's a worldview that's just deeper, more thoughtful, and it comes with a totally different set of priorities. So, what does that actually look like day to day?
Okay, let's get into it. We're going to walk through 6 common signs that really point to this kind of mature mindset. And hey, don't think of this as some rigid checklist. It's more like a set of markers. See which ones, if any, really click with you.
So as we go through these, just keep one question in mind. Hey, does that sound kind of like me?
Okay, let's really break these down. First up, independent thinking. This is huge. You're not someone who just goes with the flow, right? You ask questions, you challenge the status quo, and you come up with your own conclusions. Then there's seeking deeper meaning. Oh man, this is a big one. You're the person who just can't stand small talk. It's not about being antisocial, it's just that you'd so much rather talk about, well, anything that actually matters. Life, purpose, what it's all about. Next is high empathy. You don't just feel sorry for people, you almost feel what they're feeling. Their joy is your joy, their pain is your pain. Which is an amazing gift, but wow, it can be absolutely draining if you don't have some good boundaries. And because of that, you often become the mature advisor. You're the go-to friend for advice, the one with the calm, level-headed perspective, even if you're literally the youngest person in the room. Sound familiar? Then we have valuing solitude. Now, this isn't about being a hermit. It's about needing that alone time to recharge your batteries to process everything. The outside world can sometimes see it as being distant, but for you, it's essential. And finally, it's all tied together with a big picture perspective. While everyone else is getting tangled up in the day-to-day drama, you're looking at the whole chessboard. It helps keep you grounded for sure, but it can also make it a little tough to relate to what your friends are freaking out about.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. These 6 signs, they're not just a random jumble of personality traits. They actually point to a really consistent and unique way of being in the world.
And this is really the key. The mystical view might say reincarnation, but psychology says high emotional maturity. Instead of some kind of supernatural wisdom, we're really looking at highly developed empathy. What might feel like a memory from a past life, psychologically, that's more about deep introspective reflection. You see the pattern? A lot of this often comes from a mix of just being born with a reflective personality and maybe having experiences early in life that, well, they made you grow up a little faster. That's what gives you that unique perspective.
And I think this quote just nails it. Maturity is not when we start speaking big things. It is when we start understanding small things. It's so true, isn't it? This isn't about having all the big answers or sounding smart. It's about that quiet, deep appreciation for the little things, for the details that most people just walk right by.
So what are you supposed to do with all this? What's the big takeaway? It's pretty simple, actually. It's about stop seeing these things as weird quirks and start seeing them as what they are, strengths. It's about giving yourself permission to trust that thoughtful nature of yours, to recognize that your empathy is a superpower, to go after those deep connections that you crave, and, most importantly, to use your unique way of seeing the world with confidence.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't about slapping a label on yourself, right? It's a tool. It's a way to understand yourself a little better. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you have this lens, this way of understanding yourself, how might that shape your path from here on out? Think about it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this one.